welcome. It's been a while since I've last done a stream. It's actually been a very, very long time. So much so my camera's not even ready. Um, yeah, it's good to be back. Don't know how many of these I'm gonna do, but I'll try my best. Um, and yeah, just gonna uh try keep them up. Work and life has got in the way and been very, very, very busy. Plus trying to figure out VMs and all sorts of things. So I think I've eventually got it nailed down. But for those who are watching in or watching the recording, thanks for joining in. As part of this session, what I'm trying to go over is TryHackMe's advent of cyber. So for those who aren't familiar with this, TryHackMe is a online training platform that allows you to, or that is focused around cybersecurity and for security. Um, and they run this challenge series every year, Advent of Cyber. It's pretty cool. So TryHackMe runs it, Sans run their KringleCon, which I might do one or two streams of at some point. And then others. KringleCon and those kinds of streams, events, you got to be careful of what you record and live stream. Whereas TryHackMe is kind of very open, and as you'll see as we dive into some of the sessions, there's kind of pre-recorded videos there anyway. So me streaming this is not giving anything away. It's not challenging or cheating. Whereas some of the other sessions, you need to be a bit careful about that. So just be wary of that. But yep, you do this. There's challenges up for it and that. But it's a fun way to kind of keep a sequence going in terms of at least once a month out of the year to try to do it, and it's a fun time. Sometimes they are a bit challenging. Might take you a bit longer than normal, but other times they're bite-sized chunks, so you can do it in 10 minutes or so. Some of them. So diving in, as you can see here, here's a video. I'm not going to go through that, but the first few kind of tasks are very much introductory things. So if you are trying to go for this, you can go to tryhackme.com, sign up, and then go to the Advent of Cyber 2024. I don't know if they have the previous years available. I think they might do. So if you want to have a look at those as well. Obviously the prizes on that are going to be for this year's event, not the previous year's events. As you can see, this is the total time estimated, which I think is maybe a bit ambitious. I don't know. I can't I can't work that out in hours. My brain's, it's been a long day and that, but it's easy. So as I say, it's a very relaxing way of trying to just do something fun and keep your skills up. So as you dive in, there's all of these kind of bits here, so you can see a bit more about the prizes. There are some pretty cool prizes like the Sony headphones, some swag gear vouchers, and Apple TV and all that kind of stuff. And as you go through them, you will mark them as accepted. So as you can see here, you just click on those and you'll go through that. Some of them you'll also need to complete with a answer. I think this one here was one where you had to give an answer. So like this here, you had to give an answer. And you go through those. Anyway, enough about that. So you'll need to do all of those, and then you'll come on to task 7, which is actually the first task, and it's broken down into days. So it's kind of, as the name suggests, as a kind of an advent calendar approach to challenges. So let's dive into this. So give a bit about the story, and then, as I mentioned before, you can click to get the walkthrough video. So again, that's why I'm okay doing these videos or streaming this, because there's already a video out there on how to do this. I'm not going to read through all of this. You can read it yourself. Go to it. I'm not a very good storyteller, so I won't bore you all with that. But these it's got like a story behind it with Miss McSkitty and the glitch and all of that. And I think that's further referenced in this task 5, the kind of background story to it. So if we go into this, so this one I think is more, OPSEC, or SecOps, whichever way you want to say it. So probably looking at log files and that type of thing. So investigate malicious link files, learn about OPSEC and OPSEC mistakes. Sorry, SecOps, OPSEC, yep. And understand how to track those. So one thing you'll get is you'll get a virtual machine that you can start. Now with TryHackMe, you can also use a VPN and set that up. I don't think I have that set up on this box. It's just going to be easier just to use their virtual machine. So click on that button, starts the virtual machine, and away it will go. And yeah, this will give you all sorts of further information about how to use the website and all of that. So the machine is still spinning up. Once it's spun up, you'll see machine IP changes to an IP address. Yes, that's right. I forgot. Sorry, it's been a very long time since I've done these challenges. So what you also need is a attack box. So I need to start the attack box. So some of these labs or tasks or whatever you want to call them will either be a virtual machine that spins up that you need to interact with, or you'll need to download a file and investigate that file. So in this case, this is a machine that we need to interact with. So we start a machine. The VPN side of things is where you can do that locally, or you can spin up a attack box. So this here is the attack box that you can spin up. And next one, I might actually just do the VPN because I find it easier if I'm working on my own machine. So there we go. That one's spun up. So we got to wait for our attack box to come up, and then we can go to this target IP address. And you got an hour on each of these ones that it spins up. I think you can add another hour. Of course, you can get better service and quicker load times and all of that if you go for their premium, which is understandable and only fair. I forgot to mention this. All of this stuff here is free, so you don't need to pay a dime. But as I mentioned, if you want to get better performance VMs and quicker startup times and all of that stuff, then you will have to pay a bit for the premium. Just waiting for it to start up. While it's starting up, we can have a look at the next stats. So start the machine. So we investigate in the website is a YouTube to MP3 converter. Sockmas. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. You've decided to dig deeper after hearing some concerning reports about the site. So there we go, from attack box. As I mentioned, once the box is up, it'll place with the IP address. We use the browser. So attack box is almost up. There we go. I'm going to allow this because I want to copy between the two. All right. All right, so if we now browse to this here, There we go. We can now access the site. All right, so everything looks fine. The about page even says was made by the glitch. So scroll down the feature list, safe and secure. You know, like any other sites out there, claims to be safe and secure. So these websites are around. Extract audio from YouTube videos, especially music ones, making them popular. All right, so let's find out by pasting any YouTube link and convert. So what we'll do is copy that and put that in. All right, and let's convert that. And processing that, and we'll download it. Super secured. Awesome. All right, so that's downloading. So let's go to the downloads folder. Oh, that's just my zap certificate. Yes. That's weird. Oh, I forgot I'm not even on my own machine. Why is it not in the downloads folder? Root. Oh, put in the root. I'm just going to put in the downloads folder so it's easier and easier to do. Okay, so there's two files. One's song.mp3, which I'm assuming is a song, the actual mp3, and the other one is som mp3. That one is also a bit suspicious because if you look at the file size, mp3 that's only 2 kilobytes is not really going to contain much music. So extract here. All right. So let's have a look at this file. I know I'm not really sticking to the script there, but let's have a look. CD download. Just want to make sure there's chats. Cool. So if we can do cat som mp3. All right. So this looks like PowerShell, as the name suggests. And as it says in the actual content, so we can do file som mp3, and it'll tell you what type of file it is. So this is a Windows shortcut, and that is a PowerShell script there with some stuff that it's trying to do. Okay, also known as link. That's fine. So if we use this tool, xif tool som. Oh, I forgot to start the music. Let me start the background music. There we go. Left that out. So I guess this tool here, xif tool, is a good way of viewing links. And we can now see information about the links much better than this gobbledygook there. All right. So sorry, the screen's a bit hard and squished, but you can see it's trying to execute PowerShell. Okay, so coming back, it's not a PowerShell script. This is a link that executes PowerShell, right? And then that's the thing that I guess it's trying to pass to the PowerShell script in. Yep. So there we go. those flags disable PowerShell's user restrictions, allowing scripts to run without interference. So that's going to then pull down, I guess, the kind of command, the actual malicious commands to the PowerShell that would then run. So if we visit the site of this, is it going to do bad things for us? Haha. Paste that in there. Alright, so that's not going to work there. Alright, so typically I wouldn't just paste this in, but this is a VM that I have specifically for streaming, so it should be fine. I don't have any sensitive data on here. So this is the PowerShell script that will actually pull down. And I had to do it this way because this one has no internet access, so you can't actually pull that from GitHub. So let's go through it. So it says that it's designed to collect highly sensitive information from the victim system, such as cryptocurrency wallets, save browser credentials, and send it to the attack. So it's basically, I guess, login credentials, logins, all that kind of stuff. Send it to the attacker's system there, and give all your information away. Okay. So many parts we could do to continue our investigation. Could investigate or analyze the source code, search for open directories, hash or signature on signature. So what we could actually do is provide the script here. So let's actually try that. Virus total. So what we can do is, I think I'm not going to download it. We could try just do this URL and see what it will do. Ah, cool. It's clean. Safe to use, right? Can I save this? Save as. Can we choose this file? Yay, we got a flag. Something's flagged it. It's malicious. But it's pretty interesting that so many haven't detected this. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, so this says also if you're not using Windows, you've got to be careful. PowerShell could still work on Linux. Obviously, these parts here are more Windows specific, but PowerShell is still possible in Linux in some parts cases. All right. So what is it actually looking for us to do? How many parts we can take? Okay, so this bit here, what we do is there's this user here, right? So if we come to GitHub, not there, GitHub. I'm hoping it's not gonna need me to log in. Please don't let me log in. All right, so we can see there's this one user, this person here. And how I got that was from that there. So that's typically in GitHub you have the username as part of the URL here, and that's the username. Search for it in GitHub. You can see the user, and now you can see the repositories. So you can see they actually have a GitHub profile. This is where the the OPSEC comes into, because this is awesome, because now you can tie the script back to the GitHub user, who now has a bunch of information about themselves. So Mayhem malware, Sockmas is not going to happen. Oh my gosh. I'll develop all the necessary tools and make glitch take the plane. Find me in Wavell. All right. So there's that. The other thing you can look for is in their repository. So this one here is a public one. So this is basically a repository for this, which will just be one file, which is the README, which shows up there. Or you can also go into this here, IS, which is this, which is this file here, right? Now, one of the things you can do is see there's different issues. Now, I don't know if these are part of it or they're not, because I think anyone can create those if you ever get a GitHub account. You can also come into this and you should be able to see the history. So you can go into history and see different things. So this is the person created it then. All right, so nothing else there. All right, so there is the issues. PowerShell. You notice if you receive the error map. So again, if we search for this user, to search for that, you can see issues. Now there's 3. So these are created referring to that, but we're looking for the user MMM malware there. So there's that. All right, so if you come in here, oh, it gets even more interesting. Now there's this bloatware. Well, and you can see the plot's unraveling. It's a C2 server, so it's unraveling very quickly. It's all open source intelligence, so you can actually use this without connecting to any boxes or anything like that. So there's some information going on. And some people have commented on it. But I guess we focusing on the ones that are before the comments. All right. So OPSEC, operational security. I will let you read this. Basically, how you cover your tracks, making sure that people can't see or recognize you or find information about you that you wouldn't want them to find out. And as you can imagine, from an attacker perspective, this would be pretty important. And there's some information there. All right. So all of that's all good stuff. So in terms of this, breaking this down in terms of OPSEC, we saw this thing, downloaded the file. From this downloaded the file, we then used that exfil data to that's still there, to get the further information about the file, but also from we saw that it was downloading from a URL, the PowerScript. So we went there. We also then saw that it was this user on GitHub. Investigate that user. They have different repos, as well as they raised an issue, and this person here also responded. So looks like the song MP3 was. So we're going to run this and your terminal and find out who is the author of the song. So let's just run that again. I just want to make sure we get the right. So we're going to run it on the song. So we actually running on the song, not the som. So X. Song. Alright, so download. What's it? X E F tool song. There we go. So the artist is Tyler Ramsby. So if you see there's some hints, so the hints itself, you can get hints as well, but you can also see they kind of give you the format, so you know it's 2 words, and you can submit and get your answer there. So what is the malicious URL? So let's just do it this way, just so we can be in the spirit of the exercise. Copy that, paste that in, and submit that. What? Oh, sends it to the stolen, the C2 server, which is that, not the power script. Learn to read. Okay. So here's MMM. As we saw earlier, we could go to this person's GitHub page, and there we go. That's the user there. No, that's not them. We'll need to go into their page and malware, malware. Submit that. All right. Number where the issue was raised. So we're going to be careful. So let's come back. Let's search this for this user. Show you how to kind of reverse this. No, there. All right. So we come into the issue where the issue was raised. The issue was raised here. And this is the repository. And we can see 1 commit. So 1. Alright, so that's where you see that number of commits. Alright. Cool. So you can check out the OPSEC ROM. This is pretty fun. So GitHub repos, could they had anything else? Let's just have a look. So if we come here, there's only 2 repositories. So one is the C2 server. As you can see, this is the one that's running. Hey, what do you know that? There we go. You can now access the command and control server of the bad person. This here, I guess that's what they're kind of getting at. Again, this is part of OPSEC. So I realized when I originally meant OPSEC, AppSec. Sorry, OPSEC, SecOps. SecOps is more reviewing logs than that. OPSEC is more about how you as a person or entity protects the information around yourself, or the information that you make accessible to others, preventing it getting in the wrong hands. So obviously things like your command and control server, from an attacker point of view, you don't want to kind of leak out all your secret keys and username and passwords and all of that. Now, obviously this from an attacker point of view, but you as a security professional also want to prevent it leaking out to bad people. So like what systems you're running, what versions you're running, all that kind of information can leak out. Attackers can use that to then go find vulnerabilities in that. So it's basically how you restrict information that can give someone who you wouldn't want to, whether you're good person, bad person, information that you would otherwise not want them to have, and some information that they could then use to attack you further. All right, so that's that one. One down. Let's minimize this. So the other thing is we can also stop that box, I guess. So we'll terminate that box. Let's terminate that. All right. Next one. So there's the SOC, Security Operations Center. Okay, so within a SOC, you have a SIEM, Security Incident and Event Monitoring. It's basically like signatures and rule sets, and getting more and more AR, machine learning based, where things will be flagged. Potentially malicious things will be flagged, and an alert will be raised, and then someone can go and monitor and investigate that further. Now, you get things true positives, which means it is an issue, it needs to be dealt with, or false positive, where it says it's a potential issue, but it's actually not, and it's legitimate traffic. So this is where you have a human, often behind the scenes, at the Security Operations Center, reviewing these results and determining whether something needs to be investigated further, or something is actually just invalid alert. By invalid, I mean it's a legitimate traffic, and can be ignored. So that's basically all that. There's obviously, or for them, for the most part, there's a process that they can follow. So we've got another one here, another machine. Let's spin this machine up. And we'll be going into Elastic. So Elastic is basically like a way, a log management tool that you can just throw a bunch of data into, and then you can filter and search through that data. And that's how it originally started off. Later down the line, they started bolting on security things, because obviously something you can throw a lot of data into and logs and that, and then search it, lends itself well to security. All right, so let's close that. Let's see, can I go in there? Okay, so it looks like we're going into this box here, that there. All right. Oh, no. Was it this one? I don't think it's going to be that. A gateway. No! Maybe it needs to take a while to come back up. Or come up. So there's a bunch of stuff there. For these, I think we'll just go straight to the bottom and then try work our way up from there. If I can get into the box. Okay, so Gabbana's not ready. So the first one we need to find is, what is the name of the account causing all the failed login attempts? So we'll come back to the top. So as part of these, it's probably going to be great if you have two screens or something like that. So it'll be easier. What I'm going to do is hide. Get rid of that. Does Does that go? There we go. That's better. No! I want to hide this away. There we go. Alright. Because we don't need the tack machine right now. Alright. We are up. All those. Elastic. Alright. So we're in. So we want to go to the Discover tab. That's all this one log. So Discover. And that's for the last 15 minutes. What do we need to search on? Okay, so all the login. So let's look for the last week. Updates. Alright, there we go. So when also looking at logs, you want to kind of look for anomalies as well. So you can see there's a general trend and then there's a massive spike. So this would be the one that we would probably want to draw into. And again, general trend, biggest spike. So we can now see that's what I actually want to go back. Oh no. Okay. So we can expand these out. Login failed. So we can see there's a login failure and authentication, and we're now looking for what username it is. So there's the message, unknown user or bad name, password, account name is dash. Don't see any further information. There we go. Related user. Service admin. So that looks like that. But that's a one-off. So let's just make sure that it's not anyone. Just look there. Again, that. So if we put this in here, does that work? Yay, it is. Again, probably should come back to this because there's probably a much better way of doing it using their commands. So yeah, there's that time period, easily readable. So I suppose what we could do is available fields. We could narrow this down. So in this case, we want to select the event type, which is event action. So that, add that, and then, or was it the other one was username. Now, so again, we could filter on that. I don't know what these selected fields is. Visualize. I have no idea. I'm not an Elastic person. I have no idea what I'm doing there. But I guess host name. Tom. Oh, there we go. And we'll also want what, the host name. Add that. So I'll add it to the visual form there. And process command line. There we go. Can add that see what they're actually trying to execute. So that one there also looks pretty interesting. All right. That would have made it easier for the first one. And again, you can see straight away like all of these, so you'll see. Make it easier to find. All right. How many failed login attempts were observed? Huh. Okay, so I guess what we could do is this is what event action. So event action is logon failed save. So there's 1,300 hit, and we also want to add another one, which is username. User.name is service admin. So we've got 1,380. Four digits. Oh no. Jeez. I guess trying to make sure the box is the same, I guess. Add filter. Host name. Is that safe? What? No. What? Come on. Add. Host. Oh, host.name. Host.name. $71. Okay, that's not right, because the reason why I say that's not right, because if you have a look, that's 4 digits. Ah, gosh. Add that, see if there's different. Okay, well, what about this? Host.hostname exists. No, that means it exists. Is that star? Does luck star? It's a bit better. All right, let's click on the hint. Authentication and event outcome to failure. Okay, so what does it say? Set the event category to authentication is authentication. And add another filter. Event outcome is failure. All right. And that's what, I'm sure we had that before. 1/8. Maybe I put it in wrong. 11380. Oh boy. So the only thing I can think of is our time period is wrong. Let's make sure our time period is right. December 9 to 9:30. So 9 to 9:30. Update that. Fresh. What? What? What's going on? Yeah, okay. Alright, let's come back here. Discover. Okay. Alright. No idea what was going on there. So we're at host name, username, action again. Alright, so let's do this again. I'm gonna do it my way because I want to do it my way. Is server. I'm gonna add, what was it? Then it was what was it again? Was this login failed? I want to check. Let's create a process. We don't want that. Success. There was that other one. Ah, gosh dang it. I don't know what it was again. An action. Logged in. 9 to 9:30, refresh. Alright. I was gonna do the login failed, but we'll do this. So it was what? Event dot category is authentication and event dot outcome is failure. This is cool. Huh. How many failed login attempts were observed? This is weird. I'm just making sure I'm doing this right. So this is December the 1st, 9 and 9:30. Right. Let's come here. Discover. December the 1st. 9 to 9:30. And there's no failure. I think there's something slightly wrong with this. So I can find the other things because that's all passing. Oh well, we'll have to come back to that. I don't know what's going on there. What is the IP address of glitch? So if we search glitch, this. There we go. Away. Yeah. Ah. It's weird. Another username. Alright. Alright, so let's change this back. The problem is now I don't know if these logs are going to be accurate enough to now search for the user glitch. I might need to expand them out. Alright, so let's add folder user name is glitch. Save. Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness me. Alright, I don't know what's going on here. It should be working. I think my time periods are wrong. Let's just do 9 till 12 on that day update. Let's get rid of that. Username, hostname, action. See events. Come add that. Is there any? This week. Failure started when 8, just before 9, so absolute first, let's do it from 7 o'clock to December 1st, 10 o'clock updates. Alright, there we go. Now, let's add these filters in. Events. Category is authentication. And event dot outcome is failure. Now we've got a different number. So 1290. It's gonna terminate. Let's add another hour. There we go. 1290. One, 290. Come on. No. All right. I'm gonna have to come back to this. It's been a long day. Let me see if I can at least get the IP address of glitch. Close that. Don't need that anymore. All right. So we are looking for also username. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear those. I'm going to add a filter. I'm going to clear out username. It's not service and the admin. Oh, jeez. Service admin, right? So we don't want it to be that. Save that. Right, let's just make relative last week update. Oh, goodness me. Okay, well, what is it asking for? It is asking the IP address of glitch. So user... Does it have anything in the log? Sorry, my brain is just now shutting down completely. Alright, tell you what, I'm going to come back to this because my brain is not working. It's been a very long day and I'm tired, so I'm not concentrating. I'll come back to these. I'm not too sure when. I'll try see if I can do it tomorrow night. See if my brain functions. If not, I'll do it later in the week. But thanks for all those who attended and watched, and those who watched online, offline, wherever. I'll be doing more of these. So, yep. Catch you in the next one. Bye.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't